I'm joined by Terrain Minerals Executive Director Justin Virgin, following the release of the Maiden Mineral Resource Estimate for the company's Lightning Gold project in Western Australia. Justin, firstly, congratulations, but also thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having us, David. It's an exciting time for the company.
Terrain has delivered a maiden inferred mineral resource of 677,000 tonnes at 2.5 grams per tonne gold for 54,000 ounces. Can you put that result into context and explain why you've described this as a starter resource?
Well, it puts Terrain on the blocks, I guess. But the starter resource, the main reason that is because we believe this is only a lot bigger. We had 97 holes, about 16,000 metres, which isn't a great deal in the scheme of things. Once we modelled it up, we're actually able to see a lot of high-grade hits sit outside of this model. So they need to be brought in. So it's very easy to do drilling and tie those in, we hope, as well as there's extensions running along strike, and the thing keeps plunging at depth. So a lot of the mines in the area plunge down to 1.5 kilometres. So in all directions but up, which we're hoping our share price might move in, it's open. So there's really, really big chance this is going to keep on getting larger, let alone the other targets we have on the tenement package.
You just touched on the fact that the resource does include a particularly high-grade open pit component of 157,000 tonnes at 3.5 grams per tonne gold, with the remaining resource potentially accessible underground. What does that combination of shallow, high-grade mineralisation and underground potential mean for the project?
Well, the reason we've put this MRE out early was to show that there's potential with a high-grade pit that we can get into production quickly. I think the next round of drilling will change what this looks like drastically. So potentially a lot bigger. But it's about, can we move quickly towards production? We've got a mining lease in place already, which is a big tick for the project. And then we can become self-funding. So very exciting. Underground, as I said before, there's mines 1.5 kilometres down in the area and throughout the belt. So this is potentially a big, long life project.
Now let's talk about the next drilling program. You've highlighted that mineralisation remains open along strike and at depth, while some known mineralisation currently sits outside the resource. Where do you see the strongest opportunities to grow the resource through the next drilling program?
I think it's infill. Let's capture all the known. We're also going to do some extensional drilling along some potential strikes. And we're starting to see in the bottom of the hole on the western side some alteration, which sort of indicates there might be another structure lurking down there. If we can pick another one up, Rossay's just down the road. That's a series of multiple stacked veins. Get really exciting. Put another structure in the pit and something else to chase down and along strike. So it's pretty exciting from what we're seeing so far.
The estimate also contains approximately 156,000 ounces of silver, despite much of the historical drilling not being assayed for silver. How significant could the silver opportunity become, particularly around Lightning?
Well, 72% of the holes haven't been tested for silver. So we've got the pulps, we'll stick them through in due course. But there's a potential big uplift in the silver here. We've only really tested for silver after the last IP program, which is a couple of programs ago actually, which discovered the lightning structure with the project's called Lightning and turned this around. We had 11 metres at 6 and 43.5 grams silver, which is not a bad intersection. So we've started looking for silver as well, where we weren't looking for it in the Monza structure. So pulps are there. We'll have a look at them in due course, but there could be a significant potential for an uplift here.
Looking ahead, Terrain plans infill and expansion drilling, while initial metallurgical results are expected during the September quarter. What are the major milestones investors should be watching for over the coming months?
The key things for this project is the next stage of drilling and the results that follow. But between then and now, we've got our metallurgy study coming through. That's really important for this project and any project, because you want to be able to extract the gold. We don't really think there's going to be any issues here from how we see the gold and some sulfides and it all sitting together. So I think we're going to be pretty happy with the results, but let's see. We've also got some IP data coming in. We've mining lease, we've done IP over the greater package. So are there more targets here? We can see some fluid corridors. I suspect there's going to be. They aren't far away. So we'll get them out. And on a few other fronts, we're looking at doing some follow-up soils on our Kalindi project up in the Pilbara, which has a cracking big gold anomaly on a machine learning target. There's a few big projects up there that have been discovered with machine learning. So that's exciting, a little bit earlier stage. And we've got some more metallurgy studies to come out on our Lawrence Lane, which is also at Smoke Bush, but away from the gold in a different area that the WA government has actually paid for and put in place with Curtin University. So that's not far away either. So there's a lot of news flow coming to Terrain. There always is because we're a very active company. And that's why investors should keep an eye on us. You know, we've got more than one iron in the fire, but our main project is our gold project. That's the one we're pushing forward, trying to get into production. There's potential for a partner to come in and help fund that sort of high-grade pit, which I believe is only a little bit bigger. So there's a lot of positive news and news flow to come.
Well, congratulations on reaching this milestone. We look forward to following the next phase of work at Lightning. Justin, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.